Joining us now to discuss, publisher of Human Events and the post-millennial author of the Amazon bestseller American Restoration, How to Unshackle the Great Middle Class, Jeff Webb. Jeff, thanks so much for being with us today. It's great to have you.
Great to be with you.
So Jeff, I just can't believe that Biden actually had the audacity to say white supremacy is the biggest threat to our homeland. I mean, is this not the most outrageous statement of perhaps the decade? What do you think this actually tells the American people? What message does this send?
Well, there's no doubt that this administration and this president have made a living out of trying to find ways to divide us. Yeah. I go back to his inaugural address and, the kind of the guise of trying to bring people together. And anytime they can find an issue that divides us, that's what they do. And this is just another example of it. I mean, to think that, we have lots of issues in this country. Many of them can be laid at the footsteps of this administration. Look what's happening at the border. Look what's happening. Look at the incompetence in all of our the people who run our economy with inflation, with over $30 trillion in debt that we're going to have to pay off someday. I mean, we have plenty of problems, and but again, he always picks out the ones where he can divide us and where he can pit us against each other, create this emotional kind of kickback or pushback, and it's really pathetic, to be honest with you.
I would have to agree with you on that. It is pathetic indeed, and it's sad because I feel like it also is giving people permission to assume that all white people are white supremacists and that white people are bad, and that's not the case. There's good and bad in all races, but I mean, can you just imagine if this were the other way around and the tables were turned here? I mean, it's shocking to me that a white man can say that white supremacy is the biggest issue plaguing our nation. It's just insane. What would you say is actually the biggest threat to our homeland as of now, if you had to pick one issue?
Well, to be honest, I think it all starts, frankly, with this creeping acceptance of intolerance. Mm-hmm. And with that intolerance comes the kind of positioning that you and I just talked about. We've become insensitive almost desensitized, if you will, to the rhetoric of the left. I mean, look, there are people on both sides that are dug in, and for good reason probably, and they have their own positions. But all of the rhetoric that is harmful, that's emotional, that creates this really, really bad feeling between the two sides is mostly coming from the left. And, when we keep talking about racism and fascism and, MAGA Republicans, and it's absolutely, again, pathetic to see the president of our country, someone who should be trying to find things that bring us together, playing this out. And, hopefully it's going to catch up with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the people, too, need to wake up and realize it's not actually about white versus black or black versus white or any color of the skin. It's ultimately the politicians and the elites versus you and I, we the people. But I think you know that, Jeff, right? You wrote a best-selling book titled American Restoration, How to Unshackle the Great Middle Class. Can you tell us more about your book?
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, well, I actually wrote the book at the beginning of COVID. I grew up very much in a middle-class family and was fortunate enough to have some success in business in my career. And, as I was reflecting on that journey, it really took me back to my roots. And I did a lot of investigation on kind of the plight of the middle class over the last 40 years. And, even pre-COVID, it's a situation where 40% of American workers were living paycheck to paycheck. They had a monthly unpaid credit card balance of $7,000, which if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you never pay off. And, the unfortunate thing now is it's gotten even worse.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.